Hello everyone, we're still in the inequalities unit and this lesson is about how to solve the higher degree inequalities, polynomial inequalities. So previously we have learned how to solve polynomial equations and quadratic equations, system of linear equations, and we have learned as well how to solve the quadratic polynomial, radical, and different types of inequalities. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to solve the higher degree. When higher degree, I mean not linear or quadratic, maybe cubic or quatric, mean to the power 4 or to power 5 and higher. So as we have learned previously, solving the polynomial inequality, the exact same method in solving the polynomial equations. So in polynomial inequalities, we used method of factorization, or if it's not work, or if it doesn't work, we use the synthetic division method. So the first step in solving polynomial, whatever the degree is, whether it is quadratic, whether it is cubic to power 4, 5, 6, first thing is to make it standard polynomial, or rewrite it as the standard polynomial inequality, which we start from the highest degree or highest power and to the lowest or to the constant. So let's rewrite this here. Let's see one example. X cubed minus 2x squared greater than 5x minus 6. In order to solve this inequality, first I need to rewrite it in the right order. Now 5x plus 6 greater than or equals to 0. The methods are factorization if it's not working, so we use the synthetic division, and we have learned previously both of the methods. So let's see, I can decide it's not trinomial, so I have even number of terms. There are 4 terms. I need to decide whether I can take a common factor from each 2 terms. So let's see here, 6 divided by minus 5 doesn't equal minus 2 divided by minus 1 plus 1. So in this case, I can't factorize this equation or this inequality. We will skip directly to the other method, which is the synthetic division. In synthetic division, we assume a root of this equation from the root of the constant. The root of constant are plus or minus 1 multiplied with plus or minus 6. I have a plus minus 2 plus minus 3. So we always start when checking with the simplest one, which is, let's begin with plus 1. Substitute here 1 cube minus 2, 1 squared minus 5 multiplied with 1 plus 6. Is it equal or greater than 0? Let's find out. Then 1 minus 2 minus 5 minus 6 is 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus 6 plus 6 equals to 0. So it is a root. Then we have a root here, x equals to 1, and the factor will be x minus 1. This is one factor for this equation. So let's go back to the equation and divide it over 1. So we divide it by 1. So the first coefficient is 1. We'll take it now. 1 multiplied by 1 gives us 1. We have to write the coefficients here, -2, -5, and the +6. -2 plus 1 gives us -1. -1 multiplied with 1 gives us -1. -5 minus 1 gives us -6. Multiplied with 1 gives us -6. 6 minus 6 gives us 0. And we always, in synthetic division with the inequalities or equations, we need to make sure that we don't have any remainder here. At the bottom has to be 0. So the new equation here is each time, now this is the factor x minus 1, and in synthetic division, each time I make division, I will be left with the new polynomial, which is a degree less than the first one or the original one or the previous one. And in some high degree polynomials, we need to make the synthetic division more than 2 or 3 times in order to chop or minimize the polynomial to the form that we can factorize. So in this one here, x minus 1, now this is the factor for x squared. It is -1. So I have here minus x squared minus for x squared, and this is for x, and this is the constancy. So I have x squared minus x minus 6 still has to be greater than or equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic inequality or quadratic expression. We can factor it by x and x. I want two numbers that when multiplied together gives us -6, and when added to each other give us -1. I have, I guess, -3 plus 1. So -3 plus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Now we need to check for the solutions for the signs on the numbers line. So the points of interest are 1, -2, and 3. I have here 0, 1, and -2. Now we will check for the solution. We are going to find the values of x that fulfill this inequality by making it positive, greater than or equals to 0. So I'm checking to the positive sign. Let's take first number greater than 3. Let's take 4, for example. 4 minus 1 is 3, positive. 4 plus 2, positive. 4 minus 3, positive. So this is positive here. Now between 1 and 3, let's take 2. 2 minus 1 is positive. 2 plus 2 is positive. 2 minus 3 is negative. Negative multiplied with positive gives us negative sign. Between 0 and 1, or between -2 and 1, let's take -1. -1 is negative. -1 plus 2 is positive. -1 minus 3 is negative. Negative multiplied with negative gives us a positive sign. So let's take a number less than -2. Let it be -3. -3 minus 1 gives us minus, negative, negative, and it's positive here. And -3 minus 3, negative, it's negative multiplied with positive gives us a negative sign. So the answers for this inequality will be here in the positive sign. So it is -2 to 1 and 3 to infinity. And both are included, union the 3 to positive infinity. This is the solution of this. Let's take another example and let it be to the degree 4. Solve this inequality let it be to the power 4, x to the power 4 minus 3x cubed minus 4x squared less than or equals to 0. In this inequality, let's try to factorize it by taking a common factor, since we don't have a constant here. So we can take a common factor, let it be x squared, the least common factor. It's x squared. We will be left with minus 3x minus 4 less than or equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic expression. It's x squared. We can factorize it by x multiplied with x. Need two numbers when the product of them is -4 and the addition is -3. It's -4 multiplied with -1. Sorry, +1. Now we have this term here. We need to check for the signs in order to decide the solutions. We have something in this. It's always positive. X squared can't be negative. It's always positive. So we will check for those two factors. We have here points of interest -1 and +4. I have here 4 and here -1. Now let's check. Let's take a number greater than 4, which is, let it be 5. 5 plus 1 is positive. 5 minus 4 is positive. It's always positive here. And let's take a number which is less than this, -1, let it be -2. -2 plus 1 is negative. -2 minus 4 is negative. Negative multiplied with negative gives us always a positive. So let's take a number between -1 and 4. -1 and 4, let it be 1. For example, 1 plus 1 is positive. 1 minus 4 is negative. The product is negative. So what is the solution here? The solution is the interval between -1 and 4, where both -1 and 4 are included. So x equals to, or it belongs to one of these. This interval, -1 and 4 both are included. That's it for this lesson. I hope it was helpful for you, and see you next time. Thank you.